Hello. Sir, once confirm whether my voice is audible or not.
Hello.
Hello. Is my voice audible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. It's
Okay.
audible. Okay, sir. A very good morning to everyone present here with warm greetings. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome on behalf of Tek Certify Training Solutions Private Limited, conducting a webinar on Final Year Project Work, a direct entry to your dream job. Before we begin this webinar, let's have a brief introduction about Tek Certify Training Solutions. Tek Certify Training Solutions Private Limited is registered under MSME, Government of India. We provide comprehensive, personalized instruction to learn certified computer courses through online mode training. Our aim is to provide well-designed courses with wide range of experience and knowledge with skills for leading edge for good jobs in companies. We embrace an online learning environment that will prepare you for the path ahead. Our classes incorporate traditional learning styles as well as hands-on experience in computer certified training courses. On behalf of Tech Certified Training Solutions, I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today's webinar is Dr. Sandeep VM Sir. Dr. Sandeep VM Sir has a 32 years of experience in academics. He worked as a Dean of Academics from the Jayaprakash Narayan College of Engineering, Mehboob Nagar. Now he is an academic advisor at Tech Certified Training Solutions. He also has a coding experience in C, Python, R, MATLAB, Octave, Scilab, and many more. He is also an expert in latex, an expert in report writing, and also expert in MS Office tools for article, book, and thesis writing. Coming to his research activities, his research interests include pattern recognition, speech recognition, object recognition, artificial intelligence, image and video processing, and machine learning. He also been a reviewer in a pattern recognition letters, an international journal of speech technology, many national and international conferences. He also guided one research scholar working in field of cognitive radio, more than 100 students in UG level and more than 330 students in PG level. He have more than 50 publication journals in various platforms. Uh, I would like I would like to welcome you all once again and hope that you all will have a great time ahead. Thank you all. Now our guest speaker, Dr. Sandeep VM Sir, is going to address the gathering. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Sandeep sir. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, friend. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, friends. Welcome to this webinar on final year project work. it's a direct entry to your dream job. I am Dr. Sahib, today's webinar speaker, welcoming you all for this session. And I extend warm welcome to you all. And I thank Tek Certify Training Solutions Private Limited for providing me this opportunity. Thank you for joining. Welcome, and let's begin. So looking at employability in our country, it has been a big problem all the time. Each year, some 68 lakh graduates pass out, and out of which 40% of Indian population is youth. And out of these 68 lakh graduates passing out every year, only 25% of the technical graduates are employable, and 10 to 15% of other graduates are employable. So, what do you think the reason is? The reason is the gap between the industry and the academia. So, what is done in academics and what is expected in industry? Let us just look at. So, in the college, we are morely concentrated on the fundamental concepts because we need to make you train for all the fields because we are not sure who is going to enter which field in their career, in which field they are going to make the career. We are not sure. Therefore, all the fields have to be properly concentrated. And the main aim in the college is to build the knowledge and provide the ideas about how to proceed, how to build the career and all. But once you get into the industry, you need up-to-date knowledge about the technology, up-to-date knowledge about all the things available. No fundamentals are sufficient, so we need up-to-date knowledge. And in case of college, because we are not sure where you are going to land up, so we need to concentrate all the fields. But once you join the industry, you are given a task to solve a particular problem, then you need to concentrate more on that particular problem. And then in case of college, you are worried about building the knowledge and all, but once you are in industry, you are to implement all the ideas, knowledge you have to solve the particular problem. And here, importance is not on ideas, importance is converting these ideas into the product. Okay, other side, if you look at it, what is the difference between a student and employee? For a student, exams are the major qualifying criteria, but for an employee, each day is equally important. For the student, only final exams are important. And for a student, minimum marks are sufficient to pass the subject, pass the course. That's not a big problem. But in case of employment, you always need to excel. That's the survival of the fittest. A maximum effort is required only if you are interested in fetching 100 marks or 100% of the marks. But in case of employment, every increment, every elevation, every day survival requires maximum effort. So we never bother about maximum efforts putting when we are as a student because it fetches 100% marks, but minimum marks are sufficient to pass. Or if you want to be ahead of others, just be make sure that you get 1% extra than all your classmates. So you will be number one in the class, number one in the university, and so on. And working hours are limited for a student, so you just have to spend few hours. But as an employee, productivity is more important, and the behavior and all that doesn't much matter here. But when it is the employee under employment, it is highly interlinked. So you need to be friendly with all your teammates and all. As a student, you just memorize and remember and just dump it onto the answer paper. That is sufficient to fetch you as many marks you want. But when it comes to working, you need to understand the concept, you need to remember everything, and you need to know how to utilize it. And as a student, only 25% of the practicals are available to you, whereas as an employee, all 100% is practical. Nothing is theoretical here. Whatever you do, 100% has to be in practice. And as a student, you just mind your duty. It doesn't matter what others are doing, but as an employee, you need to be part of the team. So you need to be versatile and all that. And as a student, you just mind your work. You just pass. It is sufficient for you. But when it is an employment, then you need to be highly competitive for your survival, for your promotion, for anything you talk of. So you look at it. So on the right side of this right column, none of them we have considered in all these years. None of them were given importance. So that's where we are facing problem as far as the employment is concerned. Because on the left hand side, it's so visible to take up the right side, 100%. So that's becoming a problem. Same thing. Uh, what's happening to you. So there is just you and in the college environment, the weakest student is need to understand. So the that even the weakest student can understand it. So that's a weakest student oriented way of teaching. And there is cooperative learning. So there is no much competition. Okay, if you are interested in having a rank 1 and 2, you may not be interested in cooperation, but in other cases, if you are interested in getting good marks and all that, then definitely co-studying, working with your friends, working with your classmates, batchmates is always good to understand. So there is a lot of scope in cooperative learning, and the knowledge is divided into subjects because if you understand this in terms of subjects, the teaching would be easier, and more stress is given upon subject-wise learning than learning to build a product or something. And there are separate sessions for theory and practicals, and most of the time there is no relation between theory and practicals. And when it comes to classwork, the weakest student is addressed, and we have fixed syllabus. And as far as practicals are concerned, it is done batch-wise. That means in your batch, if one or two people are having good knowledge about working, then it is sufficient. Others can just copy their data and continue. So there is a lot of chance of not doing anything. And of course, if you are unable to get the results, yes, there is always tutor helping you. So if you say we are not getting results, the tutor is there to help you and can get you the results. And there is a fixed list of experiments on which we need to work upon. That's stipulated by the university. So if you look at passing on average, 8 out of 8 questions, if you answer, you will be passed. So almost 30 to 40% of the knowledge, if you can remember, you can pass. And if you can work out 1 out of 8 experiments, then you will be passed. So somewhere 12.5% of the practical uh, remembrance, if you have, you don't need to understand it. If you remember how to do the practical, 12.5% or 15% of the information, if you have how to do the practicals, get the values and plot it and show the results, yes, you will pass. So on average, with 40% of knowing how to represent on the paper, how to put it on the practicals, you can become a graduate. So even if you consider that everything you did by understanding, then also just 40% of knowledge is sufficient to pass and qualify and become a graduate. That's a major problem we have. Coming to industry, everything is self-learning. There is no tutor there. You have to learn yourself because others are competitors. So survival of the fittest. So if you can't do well, your co-workers will surpass you and will proceed further into the higher positions, and that's a big problem we have. Then all subject knowledge are required together to solve any particular problem. That's another problem. Whereas in college life, what you have to do today, what is exam? This particular subject. Okay, today just dump everything related to that subject into your mind, go to exam hall, dump it onto the paper, come back. Or while coming back, you forget all that subject and make your mind empty, fill the next subject topics into your brain, go to exam hall, dump it down and continue. That's how we used to learn. But that's not possible with the industry. You need to apply all subject knowledge together to solve a particular problem. Then for problem solving, you need 100% capability. You can't just work with 40% of capability. You need to have 100% problem solving capability. Only then you can continue with the work. And for building a product, the knowledge of all the subjects, all the practical sessions you had in your college life are equally important. Yes, that's the most important problem we face the moment we enter into industry or at the boundary between the college and the industry where the screening is going on. They expect you to have all the knowledge of all the subjects, all the practicals at the same time, and that's where most of us fail. Yes, we require a very huge leap if you want to move from college life to the industry or a corporate life. So the problem is how to fill this huge gap. How do you fill this huge gap is a big problem because at the college level, that's academics, we say 40% is okay. But when you look at the industry, which is at a very higher level, and it says 100% must. Academic says 40% is okay, but the industry says 100% is a must. Then we need a big jump from this level to this level. The question is how? Yes, the people who are responsible for building the course material, syllabus, and all that have very well understood this problem and they had already come up with a solution, and that solution was called project work. Project work maybe as a mini project at your pre-final level or a final project at the final year level. Yes, that is the major contribution for you to uplift from this 40% okay mindset to 100% must mindset. Yes, that's very much necessary. So that's where these academics projects come into picture. So why do you think academic projects work? First thing is it allows you to learn all the problem solving capabilities. You will learn how to solve the problem. And it allows you to start thinking independently. No more teacher is required for you to think. No more syllabus is required for you to think. Any idea you have, you can convert that into a product and all that. And it gives a great opportunity for you to work in group. So as a student, we may not get that opportunity to work as a student, as a group, because you may be working as a group in the student life, but only your friends who are well tuned with you. But when it comes to industry, you are supposed to work in a group whom you never met, whose mindset is never like yours. So therefore, it's going to be a big problem when it comes to working with a group. So when you're working with the project work, so you will learn how to behave in the group, how to make sure that the whole group work towards one single goal. All subjects are at your disposal for your working. All the practicals are compulsorily to be used when you are working on the project work. So it's a major tool for interconnecting all the subjects. It is a major tool for interconnecting the subjects with the practicals, which we somehow missed in our academics. And it gives a integrated approach. So you think, you interconnect subjects with the practicals, you get a idea how to behave with a group and how whole group behavior can be made to work to reach a common goal and all that. And definitely it is going to make you industry ready. That's why in most of the cases when you are facing interviews and all, to make sure that they are going to first talk about your project work. They never look at how much you scored in any subject, but first thing they start talking is tell me something about your project work. And just listening to what you talk about your project work for a few minutes, they can judge you how better you are for the industry, how much you can put your efforts, how much you can convert ideas into the product, and all such issues they can just understand listening to you explaining about your project work. So make sure that you are very good in explaining in your project work, and that is possible only when you do your project on your own. So this is something they are expecting from your project work. They just look at what are the plans you had, what are the strategies you had, what are the quality of the project you talk, how financing is done, how much honesty was there, what was the team spirit and all such issues. Yeah, that's very commonly expected from your project work. These are all the things anybody is going to judge you from your project work, how better you are in making a strategy, how better you are in planning, how best quality things you can produce, how can you manage the finance, how honest you are, and how much team spirit you have with you. All these things can be judged through your project work. Yeah, once we talk about projects, so many questions come up. What should be the title? What should be the group formation? How should we do the literature review? What technology should I use? What research area should I go? How should I write report? And you just start getting bombarded with all these questions. Yes, we are in this session trying to address these problems. What a project should be, how it is to be done, and all. So we are going to look at all these answers for all these confusions, confusing questions, and all. So let's try to simplify all these questions and look one by one what can be done. So beginning with selecting a good project. So you just hit the cone effect. So you just have many project ideas. So first thing is check how much is possible, how much you can realize it, depending on the technology you have, depending on the resources you have, depending on the finance you have, depending on other resources available. Just verify how much you can do. Yes, as an idea, I can think of flying to Mars. I can create a spacecraft where a human can be sent to Mars and all that. Yes, I can have idea, but is it possible? So do that reality check. Once do that reality check, so many filters. After that, you get a few number of ideas left, and then look at, am I having expertise to work on it? Again, some more things are more because many of the things I don't know, so remove that, and then look for how much complexity is. So are we able to handle this complexity? So some things are filtered out. What is remaining? Look for how much duration is required for making sure to get this done. So it's hardly 3 months we have. So filter out anything greater than 3 months, take them out, and then look at the cost. So are we able to spend so much for that? So there are some good projects which may cost millions of rupees, millions of dollars. No, it's beyond our scope. So it should be uh, cost should be sufficient that 4 or 5 of our batchmates can contribute and get it done. So filtering all, using all these issues, you get with some good project. Yeah, it's very easy to talk on this, give a lecture hours together on this, but in reality, how actually to be done. So let's see. So some phases of your work, you select your project, then synopsis, your explanation, then approve, get the approval from your guide, and then plan and structure for the development process, then build the project. If it is hardware, build it. If it is software, write the code, then test your project, then create the things ready, then clarify any more doubts are there, and then prepare the project report, submit it, and this process may continue. If it is an industrial project, then this may take number of loops, but if it is a final year project, this has to be done in one round, one shot. This whole process has to be completed. Okay. Again, the question is when things are available in the market, I just spend some money, I can get the project submitted. Nobody is caring whether I do it myself or I get it from somewhere else. And not an issue. But if you look at what skills you obtain if you do on your own, yeah, there are many advantages of doing projects on your own. First thing is you come to understand how to analyze the problem. Then you will understand how to manage the project. Then you can add up your creativity. So you will enhance your creative reasoning, creative activities, and all that. And then you will know how to write the reports. And finally, you will be able to understand how to present your work. Yeah, today it may not be very important for you as far as final year projects are concerned, but tomorrow, once you are in the market, once you are in the job, you are given a project and you need to understand the problem. You need to manage the project. You need creativity to come out with something new because old models are no more in the market unless it is very, very old, 18th century or 17th century. I don't think you are going to do something on 18th century, 17th century level. Yeah, you are talking about something new. And something new means it not be uh, 5 years old or 10 years old. It has to be something new. Then you need to have some creativity in that. And you need to prepare the report to submit to your boss for his approval so that you can impress your boss. And finally, when the client comes to you, then you need to present all your work in a very pleasant manner, very, what you say, best way so that your client, boss, everyone gets impressed and you get a better future in the coming days. Yes, all these skills you are going to obtain just now spending few extra hours on your project work. So that's the that's the academics are talking about project-centric learning. Through this, because we are still in the old model, so we are not working on the project-centric learning. We are still working on the subject-centric learning. So for us, this final year project is still important. But new courses in IITs and NITs, other universities, they have begun working on this project-centric curriculum. So from first year onwards, they became on the projects. So instead of teaching in the classroom, they give us work. Yes, because that is missing in our curriculum. So we need to take all these opportunities, all these skills. We should get it from final year project. So what are you going to get is from this is you get a deeper understanding of concepts, you get a broader knowledge base, improved interpersonal and communication skills. That's very commonly missing from the students. And leadership skill that also not found in students. Increased creativity that is totally stopped at uh, starting from our nursery. We stop stop anything other than what is taught. Just our teacher used to say, just shut down, just do what we say. Don't show your intelligence and all that. Yes, since our childhood, everywhere our creativity was killed. Now it is time to again open up and build it. So we need to build, not increase. And then improve your writing skills. Yeah, we have forgotten writing also because today we are in the mobile era. So we are only working with what you call some symbols. I don't know the names. I'm old generation man. I know WhatsApps and all that. You're more familiar with this, but when it comes to putting all your work onto the paper, you need a proper writing skills. All these are going to uh, be available to you freely when you work on a project on your own. Okay, now coming to the real part, what project work is, how it is to be done. So let's see in detail what exactly we need to work with project work, uh, the stages of the project work. So it begins with the field selection. Then we need to go for title selection, then look for requirements analysis, then design, then implement the design, then test your implementation. Once you are happy, start your report writing, and finally present your work. All these are equally important. How this can be done, let us see one by one. Field selection. So when you begin your project work, you have your batch. I hope your batches are made by the college, or you are allowed to create your own batches. So whatever it is, once the batch is ready, so the process of project work will start. The first step is each member of the batch will make a list of their favorite subjects, make a list of favorite topics in each of these favorite subjects, and then list any interesting ideas emerge during the study of these two. So your each one is asked to prepare their favorite subjects, because anything favorite with you will be happy to work. Want to know why? Yes, very simple. You just compare your own mindset, attending 1 hour of class or attending 3 hours of your favorite movie. Which is more interesting? Which looks longer? Which looks shorter? Yes, definitely. 3 hours movie is so short that you would never know how 3 hours have gone. But 1 hour of a boring lecture, yeah, sure. It looks like whole life. Yeah, that's why I prefer you to choose your favorite subject so that you get a better interest in working on that. Each one among these subjects, favorite topics. Then looking at these list and topics, any interesting ideas emerge, just make a list. Then have a group discussion and say, well, each one's show each one's lists, share each one's list, and then select the most common favorite subject. So all the batchmates agree with one common subject. Yeah, like that. Among in that subject, you have many topics each one had created. So just find out the most common favorite topic all of you agree with, and among that, the most common idea as field to proceed. So just select that most common idea. You get all the group mates, whatever idea is most common to you, you select it as your field and continue. Once the field is decided, then start the process of selecting title. From the common favorite topics, then again each member of the group will make list of titles. Then you will have discussion. Then decide with the most common title. And all this process, don't forget to involve your guide for the guide's consent. Make sure that the guide is there to help you. So keep discussing while you are selecting the field, selecting the topic, and all that. So every stage, make sure to involve your guide for your guide's consent. Once the title is ready, then the main show begins. So let's begin the main show, what to do in the project work. First, formally define the problem you are planning to solve. You have decided the title. Now formally define, put it in a form of a paragraph, what problem you are trying to solve. Whatever way you can put it, just put it on the paper. Then divide your group into two. One group you call a client, and the other group you call collection team. So that becomes an interesting way of dealing with. And at the same time, this whole process is what you are going to repeat once you join industry. This whole things you are going to do as a team member there. So just why not prepare in advance while doing this project work? Yeah, divide your group into two. One you call client group, other you call collection team. The collection team will collect the requirements from the clients. So the problem is formally defined. So let's assume that these are the problems of the clients. Let the clients tell their problems to the collection team. And the client is the one who has these problems that are to be solved during this project. Once the collection team collects all the problems from the client, then collector, the collection team interact with the client and collect the current problems and also ask client what is expected solution. All the details of the client systems have to be noted. What client's current position is, what situation is there in the current status, and all that should be noted, and all sorts of the methods employed for collection. So for collecting, there are many methods. So it can be uh, directly interviewing with the client, or you can have questionnaire and many such things. So there are many methods to collect the information requirements from the client. So all sorts of methods to be used so that you get an idea how to collect the information, how to collect the requirements from the client. And once that is done, the most thing we commonly forget is document all these collected requirements. So here at this stage, let me suggest you to have each one of your group members have a separate big notebook, maybe 200 pages or so. And day wise, whatever happens, keep noting it. Even your fight with your batchmates or some argument with the guide, anything, whatever happened regarding to the project work, you keep noting it. Yeah, I assure you that it will be a biggest. One, it's going to be helpful in final report writing and preparing the presentations. And most important thing is, if you preserve that notebook, maybe after 10 years or so, if you open it, all your golden memories are open and you just float into a dream of your student life and all. Yeah, that's the most important thing you can preserve for you, for your future. And get approval of the client for the requirements. So whatever client has told, you have noted. So make sure to show this to the client and say what you said. We have reported it, and see is this reported correctly or not. If there is any problem, corrections have to be made. Once this is done, then split the batch into two groups. It may be the same old groups, or it may be some other form. So again, two groups in your batch. One is called requirements collectors, other is requirements analyzers. So all the requirements are discussed. The requirements by analyzers, and the analyzers, after listening to the collectors, will sit together, understand, discuss, understand, and prepare the requirement documents as per their understanding. They analyze the requirements given by the client, narrated by the collectors, and that is discussed, and another document is prepared. And this document again goes back to the client for approval. Then, yes, of course, batch is split into again to continue our drama so that the interest is maintained. At the same time, you get a full know what exactly happens at the industry. So one is the requirements analyzers group and other one is the design group. The analyzer group will explain the requirements they understood and analyzed to the design team. And the design team will discuss among themselves, prepare the route plan to the solution, and prepare the document. In this case, document may be an algorithm, if it is a software-like thing, or a block diagram, if it is hardware-like thing, or any such thing. Maybe an algorithm or a block diagram or so. And once the document is ready, design document is ready, the next phase is implementation. Under implementation, yes, of course, two more groups. One is the design group, other is the implementation group. The design group will explain the document they have prepared, the design document they have prepared to this implementation team. And the implementation team will decide on the resources what are required to implement the design and then convert the algorithm to code or they implement the hardware software together. So algorithm is converted into code and the block diagram is converted into appropriate hardware and so on. And then the code is entered onto the machine and then once that is done, it goes to the testing team. The testing team, again, we have two groups here. When testing phase, we have two more groups. One is the implementation group, other is the testing group. The implementation group will submit the code, hardware, and everything they have implemented to the testing group and submit the documented they have prepared while implementing it. The details of implementation are prepared in the form of a document, and that document has to be submitted to the testing group. The testing group will verify the correctness of all the things that have been built by the implementation team, and they will verify every document from the what you call requirement collection onwards. So just keep on checking what is required by the client, working according to that, and so on. So it will verify whether the client requirements are properly met or not. Each requirement is verified and everything all possible the thing is done. The test report is documented. In the meantime, if things are not in order, then it will be sent back to the implementation team saying that there is some problem with the implementation. And if implementation team identifies that there is no problem with their implementation, then there may be problem with the previous team, that is the design team. The design team might have missed something from the requirements. So they forward it back to the design team verifies again. And this loop continues. And this whole process will continue till every requirement is properly met. Once done, yes, you start getting your report. What is your report? Yeah, first is your abstract, or you can call it synopsis, depending on what your university talks. Second thing, you talk about introduction, then requirement analysis, then design, then implementation, then testing, then all the references used. Bundle them all in the chapter number 6. Yeah, everything is simple. Second chapter, requirement analysis, whatever drama you have done in requirement analysis, put that in proper formal words. This chapter is ready. Whatever circus is done in design, in formal words. Your design chapter is ready. Whatever is done in implementation period, put that in formal terms. It becomes fourth chapter. Whatever circus is done in testing, put that in formal way. That becomes chapter number 5. And any new person want to know what you are talking about, just put it in a common language. Call that as a introduction chapter. The whole thing, if you want to put it in 40 words, just try to put everything into 40 words. So that whatever you have done, whatever you have done, you can put it in 40 words. Try to condense it in 40 words and call that abstract. So that's how the report should look. Another major question is how does Tek Certify help you? We from Tek Certify will provide assistance in selecting the field, in selecting the title, collecting the requirements, preparing the design, implementing the design, testing the implementation, writing the report, and preparing the presentation. To whom? Yes, definitely the question comes is to whom? We take pre-final or final year students. All branches are welcome. To save you, computer science, triple EC, mechanical, electronics and instrumentation, and many more, biomedical. Many fields are there. We are open to all. Related tech projects, yes, we are open to them. MBA, MCA projects, yes, we are open to them. And surely for research scholars, we are here to help you in assisting for your research work. The various fields, to name a few, can be networking, can be data analytics, can be data science, can be machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, cognitive radio, sensor networks, image processing, video processing, speech processing, pattern recognition, object recognition, automation, robotics, cybersecurity. So please don't get confused to that most of them look like computer science or such thing. No, if you are easy, yes, you are welcome. Communication is there. Triply, yeah, or electronics, any IoT, automation, yes, without power, without triply, nothing can be done. We talk about robotics, yes, mechatronics is required, mechanical is required, and talk about anything, yes, every field has its own contribution. So when it comes to any product, it's not that it belongs to EC, CSC or anything. Just look at the TV. Today's TV, you can't build without any mechanical, without any chemical engineer, without any electronic engineer, without any robots, without IoT, without machine learning, without data science, without networking, without image processing, without video processing, without speech processing. Talk of every branch of engineering is a must. So make sure that each branch of engineering has their role in every product. So you can contribute your way into that product. So all branches are equally have their share in building any new technology. So don't just feel that we are only talking about say networking or cyber security or CSE or mechanical or CSE, ECE or anything. No, it's all branches together. So for all these things, we need a building, and for building, we need a civil engineer and structural engineer and all that. Yes, definitely everyone is equally important. And each for everyone, we have, because today, before building anything, we need to simulate it. So for simulation, we are available all the time. So it doesn't matter whether it is a structure, whether it is a spacecraft, or whether it is a robot. Yes, it has to be first animated and then the real thing is built. So we are here to assist for any branch project work. So nothing in that way. And this list continues. So there is nothing like this branch or that branch. So it continues. So how we can implement it? Whole thing can be implemented using only hardware. Yes, it is possible. Just using hardware, everything can be built. Yes, that's possible. If you are interested in building everything from scratch, only using hardware, yes, you are welcome. We will help you in building everything from the just using hardware. No, hardware is, you are not interested in hardware. Okay, you can work on software. The languages and tools we can assist on C, C++, Java, Python, TensorFlow, Scikit, Keras, R, Gradle, SQL, Tableau, Excel, just to name a few. Many are there for building a product. Many things are available. So just the most commonly used for project works I just listed here. And simulations, yeah, there are many tools available for simulation, many like Scilab, MATLAB, Simulink, XCOS, Octave, NS2, NS3. So the list continues. There is no end for this. Many platforms you can think of. It can be Spider, Jupyter, Colab. Just the very commonly used I'm talking, which is today's favorite, like uh, data analytics, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. They keep talking more mainly on these platforms. All other platforms are also open to you. Want to work on firmware? Yes, you can start working with a basic microprocessor, which is 8085. So from scratch, you can build. So you understand what exactly programming is, how hardware and software can be combined together to make something work. If you can do it on 8085 level, you can understand every basic of it. Yes, 8086, once you say again, the simulator comes in between, so much of the things we will not be able to understand. But at 8085 level, everything is crystal clear. You will understand exactly how things are done, how hardware is built, how software is put on that, and all everything. No, you want something bigger? Yes, you can think of microcontroller based. So you can work on 8051, you can work on PSC, ARM, Arduino, Raspberry Pi. Yeah, there are today's favorite things. Everything is available. Just what do you say? You don't even need to solder. Just plug and play like things are, have come today. So many bigger things can be achieved through this. Of course, cloud is always available with you, whether it is software, whether it is hardware. You don't need to have the latest system with you. You don't need to have the latest, or you can say, mainframe or any such thing with you. Even the oldest P4 machine you can work on and work with the biggest possible problems, because cloud is there to solve you. It will provide you hardware, it will provide you the platforms, it will provide you simulation platforms, it will provide you all the tools, you hardware, software, everything you can think of. If you're working in a very bigger problem, yes, you can go to cloud. cloud-based projects you can think of. So only thing I can say is if it is a do-it-yourself project, a do-it-yourself project work means 100% industry ready. That guarantee I can tell you. So make sure that you do your project on your own. Of course, I understand there may be a bit problem with getting proper guidance. Yes, at Tek Certify, we are here to assist you, guide you. But only thing, don't expect anything ready-made from us. The whole thing is to make you industry ready, not to get good marks in your project exam. Our aim is nothing to do with your project exam. Our aim is to make sure to make you 100% industry ready. For that, you need to work, you need to put your effort because currently you are at 40% stage. So you have to jump to 100% must stage. And for that, if you do your project on your own, only then it is possible. And of course, we are here to assist you in all the ways if you are ready to work. So that guarantee from Tek Certify, we can give you all. So now it is time for your queries. So anybody having any queries, please come up. You can unmute and put your questions.
Students can ask the questions. Afiza, Miss Afiza, yeah, raise the hand. Yes, you can ask the question. Sir is ready to answer your queries. Now you are open to queries. If you ask, we can clear it. If you're not opening your mouth, how can you clear it?
You can unmute your mic and you can speak.
You can unmute your mic and you can speak directly, no problem. Yes? Or you can chat in chat box.
Yeah, that
Unmute
box is
to
also
speak.
open.
Okay, if you speak, if you ask queries, we can provide a certificate for you.
In terms of
Sir?
Yeah. Can we close now?
Yes, sir, you can close it. Thank you, sir.
Nobody is showing any interest
Yes,
in
yes.
asking any question. I think don't have any queries to make.
Yes, sir.
So thanks for all your time. Thank you very much for joining.
Prasanna, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're out of time, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Sandeep, sir, for such wonderful session and sharing your knowledge to all of our participants. I hope that all our participants have a great time in attending the session. And this is to inform to all the participants that you're going to have a feedback form in the chat box. And please make sure to fill the feedback form. And if you have any queries, you can ask over there. In order to get the e-certificates to your respective emails, please make sure to fill the feedback form. Thank you everyone for your valuable time.
Prasanna, you can ask the questions. Sir is open. You are also one of the scholar now. You can ask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can ask now. No problem. Now also you can ask.
Actually, I don't have any queries, sir, because everything is fine to me because the way sir explained is crystal clear, sir, to me.
No, in your
Because
area, any doubt you have, you can ask.
okay, nothing like that. Because because personally, I'm saying this. Everything is fine, sir, for me, according to this today's session. And guys, if anyone wants to share anything like how did you feel about this today's webinar, you can feel free to talk to the sir. Instead of queries, you can share your today's review. You can give your review.
This session is for you, helping you, man, not for just connecting the session. Please speak out. Okay, sir. Sandeep, sir, thank you for the valuable time, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this session. Thank you for giving me opportunity to share my views about the project work and how it works for the betterment of the future of the students and all that. And I hope at least some students may start their own project work instead of having a ready-made one, because it's going to build their career and hope a wonderful future for them. All the best for the
Question.
attendees. Thank you
One
very
question
much
is
for
there
this
in chat box.
opportunity. Yeah.
So, what are the present trending projects, sir? One of the question by Subbaram Reddy.
Okay. Nothing project trending is nothing like trending is there. What project work means is to understand you the process of creating something new. So it may be in the old field or new field. There's nothing like that. But yes, today's current trend is data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotics, IoT, because many openings are there. Today, our world is bombarded with a lot of data, and we require many experts working on this data to make it automate, to understand the data for our future betterment, to improve our business, to improve our profits with minimum expenditures. So that's a lot of things we need to work on. So there, this data science, data analysis, machine learning, artificial intelligence, everything comes into picture. And then robotics, yes, of course, is one of the important fields today everybody talks about. That's commonly people are expecting. Yes, it is. Yes, as far as the what you say software is concerned, you are expected to know the software tools to understand the data. It may be R, or it may be Python, or it may be GRETL, or it may be Tableau, and so on. When it comes to other issues, you should be able to uh, make the machine learn instead of you coding everything. So machine learning is one of the important activities because most of the time our problems are becoming more and more complex and we are not in a position to code them. Therefore, it is time to take help of the machine and make machine to learn themselves instead of we writing the code and all that. So project programming language, yes, of course, as on today, Python is expected to be the best one. And if you're interested in R, if you're interested in data analytics, machine learning, and all, then R is also an other alternative. The language, the platform, and all that basically don't matter. What matters is what you learn while doing the work. So how much you understand in solving the problem, how much you understand from getting the requirements from the client to making it a product, what all things are required. You should have that knowledge because once you are through this, you can be called industry ready because industry will not be you don't need to spend time on you training all this. So they will be very happy to absorb you if you show that these are with you. Yeah, all these whatever courses we discussed are available. So Python course is available. I think Vikram sir can talk more on this courses. Java course is available. Python course is available. And yes, as far as the project is concerned, the list we have shown, any topic in any of these lists you can take up, we are ready to help you. It's not an issue. Yeah, it can be Java, it can
Sir, there
be
is
any.
another question.
Uh, yeah, tell me.
Read persona, no problem.
Okay, okay,
Tell
sir.
me, Prasanna.
Nothing, sir. I'm about to read the question in the chat box from Miss Hafsa.
Yeah, that's about. Yeah. She was interested in knowing whether Java for project would be okay and all that. Yes, nothing a problem. If you are comfortable with Java, if you are interested in Java, yes, you can continue. What is important is your interest, your batch interest, so that you can put more efforts on that. If you are comfortable with Java, yes, well, you proceed with that. But only thing is, this Python and all, if you're talking about data science, data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, many tools are available. Free tools are available with the Python and R. So that is one plus point. If you are interested in Java, yes, you can go ahead with Java. Nothing wrong in that. No, because they have Java people with them, so they would like to continue with Java. So today, till now, the Java was ruling the world. So each company is having Java expertise, so they prefer to continue with that. So there is always inertia with the change. So whenever you try to change, there will be some oppositions. So that's nothing new in that. We can continue with Java, not a big issue. the these tools what we discussed are coming with ready-made tools so that your work will reduce. Yeah, we can work with Android, not issue. You just code it in Python and convert into Android and dump onto Android. Not a big issue. Only translators are required. Environment is changed. So okay, code you can work on what do you say, Intel machine. You can work it on Mac machine. You can work it on Android machine. Just only thing is you need to talk in their language. So Android has its own language. Python is not any machine related thing, so it's a open one. So just thing is you convert that in. Finally, make sure to convert that into Android and then put it. The Android, as we talked about Java, there are people who are already working on Android. They are working on some Android platforms, so they are comfortable with that. So they are moving with that. Nothing special on that. Changing to another line becomes a little difficult. If you're starting freshly, you can take up anything. But you are already working. Say if you are already working with some Android tool or Android platform, then it looks little difficult to shift to another platform, another language. Same as Java. Only translations are required at the end. Hope I am clear with this. No, I don't have idea what is Kotlin language. There are Android tools available. Many tools are available for Android. Depending on different versions of Android, different languages have come up.
Are there any queries from anyone of your side so that we can conclude the session?
We are really there to help you. So many faculty trainers are there, and like Sandeep sir, Dr. Sandeep sir, and other most. Sir is very good in all the areas. You can train in any area. Okay, so don't try to buy the project. Please try to learn from the project. It is my advice, and it is advice from sir also. Learn something.
So be industry ready before you leave the campus. Make sure that you have a wonderful career. That's our wish. Thank you, Subbarami Reddy Garu, for your queries. Thank you, Hafsa, for your queries.
Okay, Prashna, you can conclude.
Vishal
No problem.
sir,
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir, for your
Let me
query.
thank Vikram sir and Tech Certify team for arranging this wonderful course, and I hope it was useful to the students. And thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir, for spending your valuable time in answering even the queries in a very detailed way. I hope all our participants gets a clear idea about how we should do our final project and how to get succeed once you step out of after your BTech. Uh, and thank you to all the participants for your valuable time in attending the session. And please make sure to fill the feedback form so that you can get your e-certificates to your respective emails. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.